What is the Gini coefficient? The Gini coefficient, also known as the Gini index or Gini ratio, is a statistical measure of economic inequality. It is primarily used to represent the income or wealth inequality within a nation or a social group. The coefficient provides a single number that summarizes the dispersion of income or wealth across the population. The Gini coefficient is calculated from the Lorenz curve, which is a graphical representation of income distribution. How it is calculated? The Lorenz curve. Imagine a graph where the horizontal axis represents the cumulative percentage of the population, from poorest to richest, and the vertical axis represents the cumulative percentage of total income or wealth they hold. Line of perfect equality. This is a diagonal line at a 45-degree angle. It represents a hypothetical scenario where every person has the same income. For example, the bottom 10% of the population holds 10% of the income, the bottom 50% holds 50% of the income, and so on. The Lorenz curve. This curve plots the actual distribution of income. In any real-world scenario, this curve will be below the line of perfect equality because the poorest segments of the population hold a disproportionately small share of the total income. The Gini coefficient is the ratio of the area between the line of perfect equality and the Lorenz curve to the total area under the line of perfect equality, where area A is the area of the region between the line of perfect equality and the Lorenz curve. Area B is the area of the region under the Lorenz curve. A larger area, A, indicates a greater deviation from perfect equality, resulting in a higher Gini coefficient. Interpreting the Gini coefficient. The Gini coefficient is a value between 0 and 1, or 0% and 100%. A Gini coefficient of 0 indicates perfect equality, where everyone has the same income. A Gini coefficient of 1, or 100%, indicates perfect inequality, where one person has all the income, and everyone else has none. In practice, a country's Gini coefficient typically falls between 0.2 and 0.5. Values are often interpreted as follows: below 0.2, near perfect equality; 0.2 to 0.3, relative equality; 0.3 to 0.4, adequate equality; 0.4 to 0.5, significant income gap; above 0.5, severe income gap. Properties and principles. The Gini coefficient is widely used because it adheres to several useful principles. Anonymity. It does not matter who the high or low earners are. The calculation is based on the distribution of income, not on individual identities. Scale independence. The coefficient is not affected by the overall size of the economy or the wealth of the country. A rich and a poor country can have the same Gini coefficient if their income distributions are similar. Population independence. The Gini coefficient does not depend on the size of the population. Transfer principle. It accurately reflects the effect of income redistribution. If income is transferred from a richer person to a poorer person, the Gini coefficient will decrease. Limitations of the Gini coefficient. While a powerful tool, the Gini coefficient has several limitations. Different distributions, same coefficient. Two countries can have the same Gini coefficient even if their income distributions are vastly different. For example, one country might have a large middle class and a small number of very rich and very poor people, while another might have a small middle class and many people in the highest and lowest income brackets. Both could yield the same Gini coefficient, masking the true shape of inequality. Does not account for non-monetary wealth. The coefficient typically only considers monetary income or consumption and does not include non-monetary forms of wealth or services like free healthcare, education, or access to public goods, which can significantly impact living standards. Ignores the informal economy. Data used to calculate the Gini coefficient often comes from tax or household surveys, which may not accurately capture income from the informal or black market economy, leading to an underestimation of actual inequality. Does not reflect social mobility. The Gini coefficient is a static measure at a single point in time and does not capture how easy or difficult it is for individuals to move from one income bracket to another.